Okay, so earlier in my post where I was praising this test kit, somebody suggested I make a video instead of telling people to find one on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not really a video person. I had to go find my son's tripod. But anyway, okay. First, I suggest you get one of these because it makes measuring much easier. That's for your test water. And I also suggest you get one of these because this will stir it for you instead of having to swirl and like cap and swirl in between every drop. That would make me nuts. So anyway, here we go. All right, all the directions are on here. All right, let's see. And there's a fly. All right, 25 milliliters of water for the first test. We're first testing chlorine. That's the first test in here. It's the first on the list, and it's important. So this is DPD powder. Comes with a little scooper. Okay. So you put this little magnetic stick in here and you turn it on and it will start it for you. So you take 2 dippers full. It's not real, like, it's not exact. It doesn't really matter if you have, too much, too little. It's just, it's general. I added chlorine this morning. I put a puck in my chlorinator, so it might be high now. I'm not really sure. But anyway, so you put those in there. It's stirring. Now you add drops of 0871, and like I said, all the directions are here. So you add this drop by drop until it turns from pink to clear. So let's see where we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty clear. Yep. All right. Well, you know what? I'll do one more. I'll count it as 10. All right. So that is actually clear. So 10. Let's remember 10. Actually, I'll just do the calculation now. You have to multiply that number by 0.2 to get your free chlorine. So 10. I probably don't even have to do this, do I? Because okay, so my chlorine level right now is 2. All right, so I actually want it a little higher, so I'm gonna fix that later. Okay. Oh wait, actually, so now, if you want to see if you have combined chlorine means that it's actually actively working on something. It's killing something. You don't want to have combined chlorine, but so then you add 5 drops of this. Excellent. I don't have any. If you did, it would turn pink again, and you have to count these drops again and multiply that by 0.2. Again, all in here. Okay. Chlorine's done. So let me dump this. Just dump it right behind my couch here. Okay, next on the list. I actually usually do alkalinity next because it's in here, but I'm going to do it in the order it is here. So, pH. We do up to the top line, 44 milliliters of test water. Most of you probably know how to do a pH test because they're in those real small little tests. But let's see. I know my pH is high because it's always high. And I didn't put any acid in it yet. Okay, so 5 drops of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you cap it. And let's see, because of where I have the camera, you're not going to be able to really see, but you just compare it to the numbers on the left. There's your water, there's your numbers. I've got about 7.7 maybe, about 7.7. If it's, if it's in between, you just take the number in between. Okay, so 7.7 is my pH. I do want to bring that down a little bit. And when you want to bring it down, actually, you know what? I just messed up. All right, we're gonna do that again. I'm so sorry. You can just, you know, fast forward on your little slider there if you're bored. I was supposed to keep that water to check how to fix my pH. So you do that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now there are directions here that say if you want to bring it down, you need to use, if you want to bring your pH down, you need to add acid. So that means that you're looking for the acid demand. I know this is backwards, but it's right here. Acid demand, base demand. Mine is always high, so I always have an acid demand. So you use this specific one, says acid demand reagent. You put it into your water that's already tested, and when it is the color that you want, that's how many drops you're going to record. So 1. Earlier it was 1. So let's see. Yes, that's about 7.4. So my acid demand is 1 drop. Okay. All right. I do all my calculations afterward. I do my calculations while I'm doing it, but you know, in order to fix it, to know what I need to do to the pool, I do that afterward. Okay, so my chlorine's a little low, my pH is a little high. We're gonna do the alkalinity test now. All right, so again, 25 milliliters. Oh, I have the thing in there. Don't leave the little magnet tablet in there because it'll make your measurements be a little bit off. Okay, now for the alkalinity. This is the green one. 2 drops of 007 right here. One, 2. All right. Now 5 drops of this one, 008. And as you can see, it's green. And now you're going to add 009 until it changes from green to red. So you're going to get little red, you know, bits in the middle, but it has to turn completely red. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there it goes. It's kind of a gray though, so I'm gonna put one more in. It's completely red, so I'm gonna kind of record that as being 7.5. Then as per the directions, you multiply that by 10. So that means that my alkalinity is approximately 75, which is too low. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to go back and do all these in a little bit. Let me just write down what they all are so that they're not all messy. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now, I don't always do all these other tests. I'm going to do them for the sake of the video, but not all these other. It's 2 others. There's calcium hardness and there's cyanuric acid. If you use calcium hypochlorite chlorine, your calcium hardness is probably going to be high. If you use stabilized chlorine, your CYA is going to be high. You don't really want either one of them getting too high because they can cause issues. But so I'm currently using liquid chlorine. Yeah, okay. All right, so let's do the calcium hardness one. My calcium hardness is a little high, but it's not too bad. I have very hard water and I'm on a well, so it's kind of always high. All right, let's see. You have to do 20, wait, is this the one? Or is it? No, that's the one. Okay. You are doing 20 drops of this. 20. All right. And then you do, let's see, I'm reading the directions because I don't always remember. Okay, 5 drops of 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, same type of thing that we were doing before. Oh, I got that on the outside. That's no good. This stuff stings. And I don't know where my napkin went. Anyway, I'll put it right there. Okay. You are going to wait until this turns from, what's this one? Red to blue. So when this turns blue, that's when you stop. All right, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so it was 26. That was, you'd multiply that by 10. So my calcium hardness is 260. So, all right. Okay, and the last test, I'm just gonna rinse that well. The last test is for cyanuric acid. So if you use stabilized chlorine, your cyanuric acid is gonna be high. And if it gets too high, it increases the amount of chlorine you need to use. So if you have, like if your cyanuric acid is like 100, having your chlorine between 2 and 4 is not going to clean your pool, and you're going to have constant algae. So, but that's for a different video, I suppose. Maybe I'll just start making videos all the time. All right, let's see. All right, so you fill this up to 7, the line where 7 is. And then you put in the cyanuric acid reagent up to 14. And it's all, on here. This little container comes with the set. So you put that so it gets up to 14. I don't want the bubbles. I don't always do this test, especially if I'm not adding stabilized chlorine, because it pretty much stays the same. It will lower as you, backwash and add fresh water, but it more or less, it stays the same for a long time. So I know that I'm low. Well, I'm in range, but I'm on the low side. I don't have to worry about it. Now on the back of this is all of the ideal ranges that tell you what your number should be. And that's how you know if something's not right. And that's what you have to fix. Oh, by the way, you shake this for 30 seconds. So, shake, shake, shake. You're not going to be able to see this because I can't move my phone, and I would have to go in the sun. But I go in the sun in here at the bottom of this tube, this small tube. There is a black dot at the bottom. You're going to put this in there until you can't see the black dot anymore. So I stand in the sun with the, very light concrete at my feet, and I put my glasses on because, readers, because I'm in my 50s. And you put it in there until you can't see the black dot anymore. So you keep, you put it in. I know that, oh, I can't see it now. I know my number is around 40 well, this says it's 50, but I think I think I put too much in. But anyway, it will show you based on, you know, you look at the back, and wherever the level is, when you could not see the dot anymore, you look over here, and that'll tell you your cyanuric acid level. It's kind of, I don't love it because it's not super exact, because I don't know, I don't feel like it's exact enough. But so that's the deal with that. Oh, okay. So I'm good. I'm glad I tested that because I did put a puck in today. Okay. So my level is at 50, so I don't want to use any more of those dichlor or trichlor tablets for a while, because I don't want my CYA to go above 50. It was 42 this morning. Alrighty. Okay, now as far as figuring out what you're supposed to do for your different levels, it's in the back of this book. Okay, the chlorine, whatever you need for chlorine, is on page 53. I'm using 12% liquid chlorine right now, and this is, I think they have all the different kinds. Liquid, shock. This only says liquid, so I don't know. I don't know if they have the amount for like the stabilized chlorine. I think I was just Googling that, you know, for those calculations, but you can find that all over if you're using that kind. But right here, my pool, by the way, is about it's 10,000 gallons. I think it's about 11,000 actually, but I usually just figure 10. I go by, because 10 is one of the examples. I go by 10 and then I just round it up. So 12%, I want to raise it up by about 2 ppm. For 10,000 gallons, to raise it 1 ppm is 10.7 ounces. So I want to double that and then add a little on top of that. So, you know, probably about 23, 24 ounces of 12% liquid chlorine. Liquid chlorine also comes in 10%, and that's here too, but you can, you know, you just follow the chart. Now, as far as my pH, to get my pH down, another table, there's a table. To decrease pH using muriatic acid, which is what I have. You can buy it in Home Depot. It's usually, it's mostly used like to etch concrete. It's actually I think it's hydrochloric acid, but it's diluted. Muriatic acid is a diluted form of hydrochloric acid, because hydrochloric acid is really kind of dangerous. The muriatic acid is a little dangerous, but it's not going to, like, you know, burn you immediately if you don't wash it off. Not that I'm saying not to. Definitely wash it off. But anyway, I want to see, it says like the drops that you use for your acid demand. For my acid demand, I had 1 drop, and it's right here in the book. 1 drop for 10,000 gallons would be 9.16 ounces of muriatic acid. I rounded it up, and so I'm going to put in 10. We'll put in 10 ounces of muriatic acid. And now for baking soda, for my alkalinity now, that's what we're going to tackle. My alkalinity is always low. My pH is always high. I didn't look at this. It's here though. It is here. I know that 1.5 pounds of baking soda will increase your alkalinity by 10 for 10,000 gallons of water. So I want to bring it up probably to about 95, because, you know, between 80 and 120, that's kind of right in the middle. So, and then I bumped it up a little. So I am going to need 3 pounds of baking soda to get it up 20 points. So that's a, you know, 1.5 pounds and 1.5 pounds, 3 pounds. Because I have a cup measure, I Googled, and 3 pounds of baking soda is approximately 4.75 cups. So I'm going to use 4 3/4 cups. I'm going to put that in there. And I mean, I guess that's it. My calcium hardness isn't too bad. It's a little bad for a liner pool, but you know, there's not much I can do about that. I don't feel like, you know, trying to change that. It's always going to be that. And as far as my chart with all my other numbers, it's not going to cause calcium scale. So I'm good with that. My CYA is approximately 50. It's on the high end, but I'm going to just let that ride. By the way, pool stores will tell you it's fine up to 100 or 150, and that is absolutely not true. I mean, it won't hurt your pool, but it will hurt your pocket because you're going to have to buy a lot more chlorine to sanitize your pool based on how high your CYA is. And you can Google that because I know why it is, but I don't know the percentages. And yeah. Now, if you want to use this, you can. You have to know the temperature of your pool. And then you take your, let's see, this is to tell you, it's your saturation index. And if it's high, it can get cloudy, or you can get calcium scale. If it's low, then it's, you know, really acidic. It's aggressive water. It can be corrosive to metal and concrete, and it can damage your equipment. Both ways can damage your equipment. So I do this occasionally. I don't do it every time. But you take your alkalinity, which my alkalinity was 75, and you line it up with your calcium hardness. So my calcium hardness was 260, 75. It's right about somewhere in there. So then you keep those. You don't move them. You move this blue thing so that your pH is in the window. My pH was 7 point, what did I say? 7.7? So 7.7, there's a little arrow there. So you put it to the arrow. Yep. And then you go over here and you line up your temperature of your water, and that will tell you what your saturation index is. So my water is 83 degrees. So that's a little bit above 0.1. So my saturation index is about 0.125 or something. So if it is 0.5 or greater, no good. Negative 0.3 or lower. So I am in the window. I'm good. And that's pretty much it. The thing that really threw me when I got this test was this powder. I didn't know what to do with it. It's telling me to add dippers. I didn't know if they had to be level or heaping, and I was overwhelmed, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's all these things and I don't understand, and but it really isn't hard. So that's that. All right. Okay, have fun. Bye.